January is here and Microsoft Fabric is kicking off 2026 with features that are going to make your life easier, your pipelines run smoother, and your data, well, let's just say it's about to get a whole lot more powerful. Before we dive into all the goodness, I got to tell you about something huge. FabCon Atlanta is coming March 16th through the 20th. This is the event for the Fabric community. Hands-on sessions, exclusive previews, and a chance to connect with people who are just as passionate about your data as you are. I'll be there, the team will be there, and I hope you will be there too. Scan the QR code on the screen right now and use the discount code FabCom, that's FabComm, to get $200 off your registration. Do it now. I'll wait. I kid, but do it. All right, back to the update. For all the details on everything we're covering today, you'll see a QR code on the screen. Scan that to jump straight to the monthly update blog where you can dig into all the specifics. But right now, I want to hit the highlights and show you some demos that I think you're really going to love. I'm Patrick LeBlanc. This is the Microsoft Fabric update for January 2026. Let's start with what's now generally available, ready for prime time in your production environments. First up, result set caching, faster queries, lower compute costs. When your queries hit the cache results, everything feels snappier. It's just faster. Your users will absolutely notice. Next, merge and transact SQL. Everybody's been waiting on this. Insert, update, delete, all in a single statement. If you're doing incremental loads or slowly changing dimensions, this cleans up your code big time. And finally, the real-time weather connector for event streams. Pull real-time weather data directly into your event streams. Logistics, retail, energy, agriculture. Anytime weather impacts your business, it's now part of your streaming pipeline. Now let's talk about what's cooking in preview. Some real game changers in here. First up, AI auto summary for semantic models. Now think about this. Browsing the OneLake catalog, wondering, what does the model do? Fabric now auto-generates summaries for you. Purpose, key details, right there. No more guessing. We've got a demo of this coming up. Item reference variable types. The variable library now lets you reference Fabric items directly inside of hard coding names. Built-in permission checks, survive and renames, way easier to manage in CI/CD pipelines. Definitely check this one out. We were all waiting for OneLake security. Now you have these new REST APIs for fine-grained control over OneLake security roles. Create, retrieve, delete, all through the API. Perfect for managing security at scale. Connect your notebooks to cloud and on-prem data sources with multiple auth options and quick code generation. No more boilerplate connection codes. It's just right in the notebook. You just write a little code and you can get to connect. Process your streaming data in Fabric notebooks using event streams and Spark. You have your auto-generated PySpark code, real-time source discovery, robust job management. All right, enough of me talking about features. You know what's better than hearing about it, seeing it. Sit back, grab your coffee or any drink, whatever you prefer, and let's check these out.
When you browse the catalog, it is not always easy to understand what a model is about just from its name. The new Auto Summary feature lets you generate an AI-created high-level summary directly from the Explore view or the Item Details page. The summary is built from the model structure and metadata and gives you a clear explanation of what the model represents without needing to open it or dig into full details. You can regenerate it at any time to always see the most up-to-date version, copy it for sharing, and provide feedback to improve quality. This makes discovering, comparing, and trusting semantic models across Fabric faster and much easier. The OneLake catalog now includes a clear parent-child item structure. Instead of showing all items in one flat list, the catalog groups related items together and presents them in a clear hierarchy, so it is much easier to understand how your data assets are connected. For example, a lakehouse appears together with its auto-generated SQL Analytics endpoint, and an event house appears with its related KQL databases. You can expand to see more detail or collapse the view for a cleaner browsing experience. This helps reduce confusion between similarly named items, makes it clearer which asset you should connect to, and lets you find the right data much faster.
In this demo, I'll show how OneLake Security can centrally control access to a mirrored database item, so downstream users only see the data they're supposed to see, and show how it works with downstream access. Let's start in the workspace that owns the mirrored database. This is external customer information stored in an Azure SQL database, and it's mirrored into OneLake. I'll open the OneLake Security UX. Here, I'm going to create a new role. I'll give it a name, External Customers, and then choose the data called Customers that this role will apply to. Next, I'll assign Test User 2 as a member of the External Customers role. When Test User 2 accesses the mirrored customers data, their access will be governed by this OneLake security role. Now, I'll define row-level security on external customers. This is where we restrict which rows the user can see. For this example, the customer IDs are partitioned, and I only want to share certain customers with Test User 2. At this point, the role is created, the permissions are set, and row-level security is in place on external customers. Now I'll switch perspectives to the downstream user, Test User 2, who needs to consume this mirror data for analytics without being an owner of the mirrored database item. As Test User 2, I'll first access the mirrored database directly using SQL and run a simple query against external customers. Notice that I can connect and query, but I only see the rows I'm allowed to see. Row-level security is enforced automatically. Next, I'll bring external customers into my own lakehouse by creating a shortcut. I'll go through the shortcut creation flow, select the mirrored data in OneLake, choose external customers, and finish the setup so it shows up in my lakehouse ready for downstream analytics. Now, I'll query the SQL endpoint attached to my lakehouse. I'll run the same type of select query against the shortcut to external customers, and again, I only get the allowed rows. Even though I'm querying from my own lakehouse, the OneLake security rules are still enforced. Finally, I'll open a Spark notebook and read the external customers data from the downstream lakehouse. The results are consistent here too. OneLake security in mirror databases ensures consistent, fine-grained access control over all your mirrored data.
I'm Ren, a data engineer in charge of transforming tables for end users. I'll first check the last time my column statistics were refreshed. Looks like they were updated just before 3 a.m. Now I'll insert 3 million rows into the line item table. We'll fast forward the ingestion step. Again, I see there's been no refresh of my statistics. And since my table has changed with newly inserted data, I expect my first select query to run a bit slow because column statistics will need to be refreshed in order for the query optimizer to estimate resources. As we can see, the first query completes in over 4 seconds. And only now do we see that column statistics were updated. Let's try the same experiment with proactive statistics refresh. Again, I start with checking the last time my stats were updated, around 3:06 a.m. We'll insert a large amount of rows and fast forward this step. But now when we check the statistics, we can see they've already been refreshed after the data change. So now, when we run our select query in this environment, we do not wait for stats maintenance and it returns in about 1 second. We can even double check that there's been no update to stats. By proactively front-loading statistics, we've helped cut down on latency while still ensuring our queries have proper resource estimations.
How good were those demos? I hope they spark some ideas for what you can build in your own environment. That wraps up this month's Fabric updates. I hope you found something that gets you excited to go try it out. Now, I want to hear from you. What feature are you most excited about? What do you want to see next? Drop your thoughts where? In the comments below. I actually read those, and so does the team. For more details on everything we covered, scan the QR code or hit the link in the description to check out the full monthly update blog. Don't forget to join the Microsoft Fabric community to connect, learn, and share your own Fabric journey. The community is what makes all of this so special. And hey, I really hope to see you at FabCon Atlanta in March. Thanks for watching. Keep building amazing things. And as always, from Microsoft and this guy, we'll see you in the next video.